Hi guys, and welcome back to Uninkable Dads, where two dads try to balance family life, set jams prep, and the terrifying knowledge that the kids are already getting better than us. This week we're rolling out onto the strange, new, shiny world of Whispers in the Well. We have got some budget deck lists that slaps harder than it should, a meta-breaking deck that has no business being as good as it is, and a handful of cards you definitely need to watch out for. But before we jump in, I've got to bring him in, the man, the myth, the legend, the only person that can misplay on turn 2 and still convince himself as part of the game plan. He's the king of top decks, the ambassador of Purple Steel, and my co-captain of this uninkable ship. It's Grandad Glenn.
Yay! Hi everyone.
So, are you ready to whisper your way into the brand new meta?
Well, new cards from Whispering in the Well. My wallet's already whispering, help me. I think by the time this goes out, and people are watching this, I will be down at the local branch of the bank asking for forgiveness from the bank manager. But I'll have some shiny new cardboard.
Well, there you go. So it makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely. And it's exciting new cardboard. Really is. I'm really excited for this set. We were chatting earlier and saying, I was saying, I think back in set 8, my day 1 deck was a Ruby Amethyst deck that didn't have a card more recent than set 6. You could just keep with your deck, or you could add one new card in. This set, I think half your deck's new cards. I mean, that's got to be exciting. Yeah. That's going to shake things up so much. I've seen so many really innovative deck lists already, and the cards aren't even out yet. We've got some to show you, so stay tuned and have a look at those. But yeah, really excited for this set. Looking forward to getting my hands on some of this shiny cardboard and starting to build some decks.
Yeah, definitely. So, as the episode open, people may be opening their packs, listening to us right now. So if you are, let us know in the comments, what did you pull? When I said, now, was it good? Was it good? Was it good? No? Yeah. Well, yeah. No, really excited for it. I think I'm so glad. It's weird because, like you say, the bank manager isn't glad it's only been 7 weeks since Fabled. I'm glad it's been 7 weeks since Fabled. Only 7 weeks since Fabled. I feel like, we need this big change. And like you say, there's a lot of very new shiny cards that are going to make a big difference to decks. So I think we're definitely going into more of a mid-range meta, which is going to be nice. And yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of it. So before we get going, though, just want to remind everyone that tonight, so if you're listening to this on the Friday that it releases, this evening, I will, I'm sure Glenn will be joining us in the chat, we'll be cracking open through 204 packs. So just a couple, here or there. So we're doing a double case opening and a trove. So that's what helps to get over the 204. So yeah, we'll be cracking that lot open. Hopefully we'll find an enchanted in each one, and then maybe an iconic in each one would be nice.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Tick them off nice and early. And so yeah, if you are watching on Friday, that will be. If not, the video will be still up on our YouTube. So if you want to go back and find out how we did, it will still be there. So yeah, shall we jump into some whispers and some very spicy looking deck lists for set? Yeah, it wouldn't be the Uninkable Dads unless we bought you a couple of budget decks. So to start off with, we're bringing this green steel one. Now, this is actually really, really playable. I've played this and tested this online, and I beat what we think is going to be the meta deck of green, blue, or emerald, sapphire 4 times today. 2 of them were on the play and 2 of them were on the draw. So it is doable, and it's good. Obviously, the lines you want up against that deck will be Webby on 1, Shift on 2, and then you can sing your Welcome Off. If you're going first. If you're not going first, then obviously you would quest because they were going to be in front of you on ink, so Webby let you ink. But we'll go through the new cards in the deck in a second. And yeah, it's been very nice. I actually managed to top deck a go for the win. It's really nice when you're on the side of actually doing it. It's not so nice when it happens to you, but it's really nice when I'm like, oh, well, I've got one thing on board that hits for 3 and I need 4 lore. They've got 1 damage. Oh, challenging.
And there are
some
there are some big bodies around in this new set, right? There's some bigger stats, so more opportunity for Go-Go to come into play potentially.
So, quick look at the new cards in this deck. Obviously, the older set ones we won't cover too much, but the newer ones. So, Webby, the 1 cost, when you play as character, you can give a Challenger +1. This helped. This is what I used to buff up something on, and then go for the win, which was quite nice. And then on 2, we have Black Heron, which is just a free. Just a nice solid stats, just to help you out, just in case you run into something that's got a little bit of legs on it and you need to take control of the board. This is one of those flex spots. You could probably change it out if you're the sort of player that can cope with Uninkables. This is where you put Calhoun in. If you're you'd like to run really low, because I think this only has 8. But if you'd like to run low, or you want to keep the deck budget friendly, obviously Calhoun is always going to cost more than the Black Hound here. So going on from there, we've got Lexington, which is the new Genie Banisher, 4/4 alert, so you can challenge evasives. He doesn't ready. That did catch me out in testing. You really do have to pay attention to when you can ready this and when you can't. And the action song, which I think is going to be everywhere in a lot of steel decks, if not all the steel decks, is going to be he held a Thunderbolt, which is basically Zeus, but 1 less damage. So your deity characters gain Challenger too, but I can't think of a decent one that would actually benefit from this. I mean, I suppose Sapphire, Steel, Hades would, but I'm not too sure.
Not much at the moment. That might be a future set thing, right? Might be something.
I think more Hercules and more Zeus cards potentially. So,
but this has already caught me out. This has already caught me out with people talking about Thunderbolt, and I'm half listening to somebody talking through a deck list, and I'm like, "Oh, we got a puppies deck. We got Thunder." Oh no, he's talking about the steel action. Okay.
Yeah. That one's definitely going to be one that's everywhere. So going on from there, then we have an Amber Steel budget deck. Now, this isn't the typical Amber Steel, and this is a very, very low to the ground budget deck. This is only about £30.
I'm going to say this isn't typical anything. You don't get... I mean, £30 now is... I think anything under £100 is a budget deck in Lorcana right now. So £30 for... and this looks really good. I mean, these are all... Usually, if you've got a budget deck, you're putting a strategy together and then you're padding it out with cheap cards just to fill slots. I'm looking here and I'm not sure I can see any fillers. No, these all look really good cards.
No, so you've got obviously a bit of the song package in there. So you've got like the aerial that when you sing a song you can do damage. Jasmine's in there, Rhino's in there. So you've got some really strong, powerful cards. And then obviously you top it off with the new ones that have come out as well. It just really does do some damage. So the newer cards that we've added, I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I'm only going to get it wrong.
God, you got to.
There's got to be one in here somewhere, isn't there?
I've actually just been watching. Black Cauldron. Black Cauldron.
So, from Black Cauldron.
Yeah, it's one that I'm not sure whether I watched it or I watched it many, many years ago. So I've been rewatching it this week. So I should be able to pronounce it. I think it's Elonwi.
Yeah, so it wasn't that far. I got the Elon bit. I just couldn't get the end bit. So yeah, there you go. So again, obviously there are better 1 slot drops for these, but to keep this deck as low as budget as possible, obviously we're including a common from the new set. Obviously, you could trade this out for a Daisy quite easily, but then that is obviously going to lift the price of the deck.
But this is
support is going to be quite
equivalent to Basil, right? In blue.
Yes, yeah.
Same card, but Basil was a good card.
Same stats. So. Yeah. And then we have Bagheera, which is free cost, 4/4, just nice solid stats, just to try and help trade things up when you need to. We have the new, obviously, Mickey Emerald Champion, give everything +2 willpower. So that's really gonna every amber card, +2 willpower, and there's a lot of them in this deck. So there's a lot of cards that are gonna benefit from this. And then the new Aerial, which is the boost. During your turn, whenever you play a song, if there's a card under this character, you can draw a card. So you can boost this for 1. So you play it on 4. Next turn, you boost it. She can sing a song herself and draw a card. So yeah, it's once that card's under there as well, you could do this once per turn, every turn. So until they take it out. And if you've got this Mickey on board, that could be quite difficult to take out. If you're in a situation, you could probably leave her upright and ready. Don't exert her, so that way it's even harder for people to remove. And use her as a draw engine, depending on how many songs and stuff you got in your hand, but the option's there. And to finish it off, like we said before, it's going to be everywhere. His Thunderbolt. So yeah, I think it's definitely got some options in that deck, and for a £30 budget deck, I think that could do some serious damage. So we'll leave obviously all the links to these in the description as we do always. But you've seen something that just caught your eye. So we're going slightly away from budget decks here, but something that's I've wanted to try and get working for ages.
I think a lot of people have. So that's why I've put it here. So shout out to Tiago, who's one of the top professional players around at the moment, and he had been having huge amounts of success with Amethyst Steel in the last set. And he was interviewed on. He's now part, I believe, of Lorcana, so shout out to them. And he showcased this Ruby Steel deck there, and I know a lot of people have got an interest in Ruby Steel, have been trying to get it to work, and maybe this is the set where it can work. I think there's a few different ways of potentially building it. There is a way of building it where you just stack when you challenge, you gain lore.
Yeah.
With your Calhouns in there, with maybe Farzu, plus your Mushu, plus some other things. So that's one way of going at it. What Thiago's done here is to really go a bit more of a balanced strategy, I think, if you like. So this isn't kind of relying on getting synergy of a lot of cards together. There's a lot of stats in this deck. So it is following a bit of the Amethyst Steel play line, if you like. Go for your curve, your 1, 2, 3, 4, sing Strength of a Raging Fire, and then be able to value trade your opponent's deck because you've got bigger characters than they've got. Is essentially the sort of line that we're taking here. But yeah, we've got some interesting new cards in the deck. That Bronx is a 6/4 on 3. There's a lot, yeah. This is really showcasing new cards. It's really showcasing gargoyles, as well. So a lot of gargoyles in this deck, which does mean you have to be wary of Stone by Day. So if you've got 3 or more cards in your hand, then about a third of your deck isn't readying. So you are emptying your hand with this deck.
There's 20 gargoyles in this. No, 24.
So yeah, you definitely have to play this in a certain way. Dock being your main draw engine, try and empty your hand, play Dock out as your last card. You get 2 cards back in your hand, so you're under that 3 limit, which means then you re-ready your gargoyles.
Yeah. The Goliath also helps with that as well, doesn't he? So he does. He keeps the hand low and also keeps you topped up with cards. So
yeah, and he gives you another lore as well. So if you've got Goliath, if you've got Mushu down, and one, Lexington say banishes something.
Sorry, wrong Goliath. Yeah, there's 2 Goliaths in this. Yeah, I was thinking, what? He doesn't give lore. Yeah, we have, obviously, these are the new cards in the deck. So we've got Tinkerbell, 3/1. Again, just nice early stats and that, hitting for free at the start. I think it's one of the only cards that hit for free at the start. Hook does, but it's a challenger. I think there's
a
one other in
Moana that
Ruby, but you
doesn't.
can't do it unless you've got Captain or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
this is
And
straight
then
up.
a 2-drop Brooklyn, 3/2 evasive, which is nice. Hudson, when you play this character, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. So just helping you filter through that deck. Basically a Milan, but a gargoyle, which obviously synergizes with the other gargoyle ability.
Yep, so you've got Bronx, Ferocious Beast, as we said, is a 3-cost inkable 6/4 with Reckless. So just huge stats. So he can't quest. He has no law.
Anyway, I mean, that's
Anyway,
one stat off of Maui, isn't it?
absolutely. Yeah.
Just needs rush.
Yeah, doesn't have rush, but he must challenge each turn if able. But that's what you're dropping him on the board to do. Really, is take out a couple of things. Be a 2-for-1 for you. Francine, eyeing the evidence. So 3-cost inkable 4/3 with resist +1. So again, that's really, really tasty stats. Because most things challenging into him are going to be banished themselves, and they've got to have at least strength 4 to get rid of him. Lexington, we've mentioned. I think this just becomes a staple. Certainly early doors, while people are still playing Genie. Maybe that Genie moves out of decks, partly because of this, and some of the other threats that can just remove it off the board. If it does, then you'd have less reason to play this. But
yeah, I don't know, because it still draws a card in Quest 2. It's like if it gets answered, it gets answered. It's already done. It's, by the time you're answering it, it's already drawn a card and quested. So, but it's still
it's just the uninkable. It's just whether the
that's it. It's
uninkableness
whether you
becomes a downside. It's not been a downside so far because of just the strength of that card. But if it is being answered very easily, then you might say, I'd rather have an inkable card in that slot.
So then we're on to obviously the first of the Goliaths, the Ruby one, 4-cost 5/5. His ability is be careful, all of you. When one of your Goliath, when one of your gargoyle characters challenges another character, gain 1 law. So when we're talking, like we said, we've got 24 of them in this deck. There's a chance you're going to have at least 1, if not 2, on board. So it turns them all into a mini Calhoun, kind of. One card I'm not overly convinced on, I've got to admit, I could be wrong. I'm sure he knows more than I do. But Maya Wind Dancer, actor turned politician, is a 5/7, but it's a 4-cost uninkable. I'm not sure on this. I feel like this doesn't synergize with anything. It's got massive stats, obviously, but apart from that, it doesn't synergize with anything. So I feel like, would this be better off being a Calhoun, or
Yeah, I'm kind of with you in again, who am I to argue with Tiago? But
no, exactly.
let's do it anyway.
You're wrong. We know better. The Uninkable Dads.
But yeah, just for the fact that it's uninkable, I think I would want more out of an uninkable slot. I think if I was putting something in just for stats, I kind of feel like I could get away with that if it's inkable.
Yeah,
you're in a position where you're forcing yourself to play this potentially in situations where it's doing absolutely nothing for you. So
if it had evasive or something like that, I could see it. But without any ability, without any on play, I feel like there's better unequal slots, or potentially same-ish sort of stats on an inkable card. So, but like I say, I'm sure it's in there for a reason.
Yeah, you really feel like you'd have to have Mushu down on board to make this worthwhile, and then you're starting to talk about combos for an
Yeah, but even then, there's cards in Ruby Steel that could potentially challenge twice, or do something else that could potentially get more use out of Mushu than. I don't know, but like I say, I'm sure the 5/7 is a massive, massive deal. I mean, it answers as Goliath, I suppose. So yeah, the next one is obviously Goliath Clan Leader, which is a 6/5. 6 cost inkable, and this is the card that really helps top the deck off. So at the end of each player's turn, if they have more than 2 cards in their hand, they choose and discard until they have to. If they have fewer, they draw until they have to. I misread this the first time I played it and was really confused because my opponent had like 6 cards in their hand. I was like, haha, I'm going to play this. Discard at the end of my turn. I was like, oh no, it's at the end of each player's turn, that player discards. So obviously it gave them the turn to empty their hand. They managed to get down to 5, but they still had to discard 3. So it still did well, but not quite as well as I thought it was going to. But yeah, it's good to keep. It's a good way of obviously keeping your hand low for the gargoyle triggers. And also, it's really good card draw late game. You don't really want to be questing with this if you don't have to, just because you draw 2 cards, you're going to ink one, play one, ink one, play one, and then you're basically always going to be drawing. At the end of your turn, you're pretty much always going to be drawing 2 cards, which is in a deck like this where card draw is so like niche and so small is going to be quite good. So yeah, that's the Ruby Steel, which we think should have a good chance. I can imagine a few of these running around. I'm already trying to work out how on earth I'd try and beat it. I don't know. Resist everything, maybe? I don't know. Apart from that, I can't really think of it. But then we have an Amber Emerald one. So, what's this one?
I thought this was spicy, to bring something a bit different. Again, shout out, this is from Poisonous, another Lorcana content creator. So do go check out his channel. But yeah, I like this because this is, again, another deck that's got a few things going on. We're not relying on one kind of key strategy here. We've got a few different things. Obviously, the main piece in here is the Prince Philip Malicious, Mean and Scary combo, which for anyone who has been living under a Lorcana rock hasn't seen this as yet. You got Prince Philip on 3 who has Ward, so he's not being immediately removed. You've then got the 9-cost Prince Philip, which shifts for 6. So you shift him on top of the warded Prince Philip. You've got Malicious, Mean and Scary, and that is a song card which puts 1 damage character on each chosen opposing character. No, sorry, on each opposing character, so all of your opponent's characters. So basically, Prince Philip down, he's got wards, so he's not removed. Prince Philip sings Malicious, Mean and Scary. That puts 1 damage on each of your opponent's characters. You shift in the big Prince Philip, and his on playability comes into effect, which says that he banishes every opponent's character that has damage on. So yeah, so it's a 1-sided board wipe. It is a 3-card combo, but we've got a few cards in here to make sure that we're drawing cards and digging for those things. So we've got Circle of Life, Sing Together card, which will allow us to get something back out of our discard and play it for free. So, a good way of playing the Prince Philip, especially if you've not been able to get the smaller Prince Philip out and you it's like, I don't really want to pay 9 for this card. But if I can do a Sing Together, get it on the board for free, then I can probably pay for the Malicious, Mean and Scary, and pull the combo off without needing the shift. We've got Clarabelle in here, for card draw. Tramp is going to help us cycle through, find those pieces. Stitch as well. And again, big stats, right? So, your early game, not quite so much. But again, your early game, Bobby, there you go, my turn to pronounce something. Bobby Zimmerowski is helping you filter through.
The spray cheese kid.
Spray cheese kid. Yeah, I mean, is that an American thing? I'm not aware of spray cheese, but it sounds fun.
Yeah, I've got whipped cream, like squirty cream, but squirty cheese.
Squirty cream, but not squirty cheese.
They must do it somewhere.
They must do. Yeah, let us know in the comments.
We'll get something. We'll try it on the pod.
Yeah. Mowgli, broken card. This is you put it down. It's effectively bare necessities on a body. Fantastic Ravensburger. Great flavour. Giving that ability to Mowgli fits so well. But your opponent chooses which non-character card out of the hand of their choice. But you are just hoping that if you're playing green deck, you're hitting Under the Sea. If you're playing a blue deck, you're hitting their ramp.
Yeah, going first with this deck. It's going to be hard for blue to answer. Blue, purple, blue, green, blue, steel. Pretty much all of them would struggle going second, I think, against this. So if you're got Mowgli and you do hit that ramp, you do hit that sail, I think that's game. If they do nothing turn 2 and turn 3, then with this, it's game over. And then going second, if you wouldn't necessarily be able to get Mowgli to hit the ramp, but you could hold on to it and play it later game to remove, like I say, Under the Sea, all those powerful songs. Even like in a Green Mirror, you could get rid of the malicious, mean, scary at the right time. Stuff like that to stop it. So it's such a good card.
And this Mickey Mouse card is just it's one of those cards that just messes up maths. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Your opponent's seeing what you got down, they're planning their turns, they're thinking, yeah, I can deal with this, and then you put Mickey Mouse down, you give everything plus, all your amber cards plus 2 willpower, and your opponent goes,
Although I am looking at Stitch thinking, Go-Go would really like a 9 law Stitch. Put 9 damage on it with the Mickey in play and gain 9 law. So that's one thing we definitely got to watch out for the green with all these big statted cards. But yeah, the tramp in this works so well as well. You can really filter for the cards you need. One risk that I think I've spotted with this is a bit of a risk taken is there's no 5 or 6 drop. So if you don't have your shift on board, you're not doing anything. You're either playing smaller cards, so you're playing under curve, or you're not doing anything because you can't shift. So there isn't a shift target for Tramp. You can't shift Stitch. There isn't a shift target for Cloudberry. Oh, no, there's one. Sorry, there is one. So there's only one shift target for Cloudberry and one shift target for Chippendale because you can shift one Chip or Dale. It hasn't got to be another card saying Chippendale. And one for Prince. So you got those top ones, you've all got shifts, but the Tramp and the Stitch, the 2 big card draws for this, there isn't a shift for it. I mean, you can't shift Stitch anyway, but actually, I don't think you can shift Tramp, can you? No, you can't.
No.
So no, I take that back. It's minus.
You are looking
card
for your
board, isn't it?
Yeah, you're looking for your Circle of Life, aren't you? That is kind of the key card really in this deck. You're looking to use those filter cards like Bobby Zimmerowski to chuck one of these big cards in your discard and then be able to play it for free with Circle of Life.
Yeah, really good. I like it. I think it's got some good cards in. I think, again, it's nice to see these proper mid-range decks coming out. We're no longer in this everything's hyper aggro. There's only there's 2 cards on here that quest for 3, but there's only 3 that quest for 2. 4. Sorry, we've not got half the board questing for 2. So it's you have to answer threat after threat. It's if they're playing a Bobby, a Mowgli, and a Ursula, and a Bagheera, for instance, on turn 1, 2, and 3, you've got time to actually do something yourself. We're not talking a Daisy, a Nala into something else that's you've got to find answers, otherwise it's game over by turn 4. So it's nice that it's moving towards mid-range. We're going to start seeing other decks, benefit from that. But yeah, I'm excited for this. It looks really good. Want to jump into our Art Matters game. So normally we do this at the end of the episode, but we wanted to give people a chance that don't quite make it to the end, or I know some people listen at lunchtime, so by the end they listen and then they've got to shoot off. So we wanted to drop it in there a bit earlier. So a quick shout out to Fazza Beef, Big Noodle, Joe, and a Spotify comment from Andrew, who unfortunately missed the recording, so that they all posted their Art Matters for last week just after we'd recorded. So unfortunately we couldn't pick them up for last week's episode, but we'll give you a shout out and say thank you. They were going to go for Frim Rider, which is a good one.
Yeah, I love that. I love the reasoning, because he's got a big sack to carry everyone's candy like that.
Yeah, that's it. Just not over his shoulder. So yeah, there's a few really good ones on there. So going into this week's, we gave everyone a little bit of a break. It was just your favourite card art from this set. We went away from the theme for a week. So up first was Bev. So she went with Flash, and I love this. It's such nice. It's one of those cards that when you look at it quickly, you don't really pay attention to the art, but then when you really pay attention to it, there's some real detail in this. Like, there's a lot going on in the background that you don't really notice at first look. He's obviously got one of the whispers in his hand and stuff, and yeah, I like this one. It's a good show. We also have Beard
from Rye-Bread Art.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Ursula, Whisper of Vanessa. And this is a card that's got quite a lot going on. We've got Flotsam Jetsam in here. We've got Ursula Vanessa. We've got some pages kind of floating about. So yeah, really nice. Rye-Bread says they think it's actually the best looking card in the whole set. So let us know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you not agree? I think this is a really nice card.
I think the apparently the foil on the Whispers, it looks really good. So it'd be interesting to see if we can see this in foil.
Yeah, that's nice, because it's a rainbow foil, isn't it? So the flat image, you don't really get that. And I only saw that recently, and I thought, okay, because that makes a real difference. Because I thought the boost cards were just a standard card, and they've got this sort of board around the edge that makes it look like the torn page. But they're actually going to be foil, rainbow foil. So that makes them quite a different card, actually. So that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I think that's only the foil version. Obviously, you got to get the foil one, but yeah. Going on, we have Me and My Shoes, which, if you haven't guessed by the logo, is my other half, and she went for 2. Now, I let her off because she is who she is, and I'll get told off otherwise. But she went for a normal card and a special card. So the normal card was Tinkerbell Temperamental Fairy, because it looked like a mini human firework. I'd give him that. Yeah, it's definitely got that Tinkerbell spark to it. Yeah. And then for the special card was obviously Cinderella, Dream Come True. Stunning artwork, and I didn't realise this until she said it, which was that all the little subtle hints in the sparkle detail. So you've got the going across the top, you've got the carriage, and you've got the castle, and there's other bits in there. If you compare this one to the standard one, the non-enchanted, you've got all this, but it's not dotted, it's like drawn on, and then this one's like dotted outline. They're slightly different pictures, but yeah. Really nice.
It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to be controversial though. Again, there's something about these enchanters. I think they're gorgeous. I think all the enchanters are gorgeous. The card name gets a bit lost in the art set.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell what that says Cinderella.
It's a minor thing, but again, details are important. I just
The
think
thing
they
is,
could
I
have done
suppose these
something to have
cards
made
are,
that stand out a little bit, but
yeah, these cards are built for the art, though, aren't they? They're not built for the text as such, you know. So, yeah. Next up, although you can read this one, all right, was Joe. So Joe went with the Horned King, Wicked Ruler, and something you'll find on your favorite heavy metal album. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Definitely see that. Again, lovely card art. Like I say, I'm really excited to see a few enchantments. Normally, between us and a few locals, we normally get a few between us all. So I'm excited to see these.
that does stand out, doesn't it? It stands out as almost a different, I don't know, different type
Yeah,
of card. You don't immediately recognise it as a Lorcana card, if you know what I mean. It's just
yeah.
quite
That wouldn't
striking.
look out of place in a Magic, or even like you know, Riftbound or something. It's they've definitely changed it up on that one. Big Noodle has gone for the iconic aerial. So this is obviously the aerial boost, one draw card when you sing a song. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad someone picked an iconic because they're supposed to be the best of the best. So yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you went for the Hades or Genie or.
There's so many in this set. There are so many. Actually, you're right. Hades was absolutely on the shortlist. So yeah, hard to not pick the Hades. But no, I went for something slightly different. Simba again. I hold by my complaint. You can't really read his name. But other than that, I just think this is such a beautiful card. The whole the ethereal feel of the card. That he's a whisper, but it also to me brings across the royalty. He's got that sort of presence about it, and I just think that the colours all just work together so well. I just
Yeah,
think it's an
yeah,
absolutely
definitely.
beautiful card.
I just noticed on like just above his back, you got like two more lines there, like just sitting there.
Yeah, the
Nice, I like
detail's
it.
brilliant.
So I went for something a little bit different. I actually went for Goofy. Now this was one of those ones that when I was looking through and finding a card that I wanted to go with, I just kept coming back to this one, and I was like, do you know what? I've looked at this card about 5 times now. I'm just going to go with it. I love all the subtle details. So you got like the detail of the light coming off the light, the light rays coming from the lights, and like the electronic like effects around all the cables and stuff. I just think it's done so well. It's like I think this is going to be a really stunning card when you actually see it. With the foil on it as well. But yeah, it
And I
just stood
love it.
out to me, and I was like, yeah,
And it has to have one of the best card names in Lorcana. When you play this card, you have to say the full name. Goofy Galumping Gumshoe.
yeah. I think I'll just pass and not play it. I ink Goofy.
Which Goofy?
I,
Just Goofy.
Goofy Gigi. So yeah, I mean, this is a card that's been a bit sort of slept on. I mean, is this good? It's a shift 5, so there's a few targets for it. When you play this character and whenever he quests, each opponent character gets -1 to the start of next turn. Do we see this in Amber Emerald Under the
To
Sea?
go with Under the Sea. Yeah,
It can sing it on its own
quite possibly. Yes, a
because it's on
detective
play,
and a
so you can
hero.
shift this on 5. That's Under the Sea on 5. Shift this on 5. Everything's -1, and then he sings it himself.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. It's actually better than a Hulk. Yeah, there you go. We've accidentally come up with a new tech for Amber Emerald. So our art matters for this week is now we come up with this one because next week. So this is Friday release day. The following Friday, I will be on my way to Axiom, and on the Saturday night after 9 rounds of tournament, what does everyone want? a Disney quiz. So, who would you want from Art Alone? Who's your quiz team member? Who's your teammate that you want? Yeah, I need this person on my team. They're going to know all these Disney answers. So, yeah, let us know in the comments below who would be your ultimate teammate. So, yeah, we will obviously read out the art matters next week. So, we've obviously looked at some stunning artwork. And talking about stunning artwork, no, I wish we had a
You got
gold
it graded.
so, yeah, that's it. It's all ready to go. I've got it back here, sitting on the shelf, So yeah, we're just going to go for a few cards that we think are really shout out and could potentially, if you find them in your packs, make sure you're holding on to them because we think they're going to be impactful for the meta. So there's a few here to watch out for. So first up, we have obviously Mickey, which we spoke about a couple of times already tonight. And Spooky Sight. So Spooky Sight is a 6-cost uninkable. Put all characters which cost 3 or less into the player's inkwell, face down exerted. This does do both sides of the board, but it's something that can answer quite a few low to the ground decks. So obviously it's one to watch out for. So we're imagining both of these cards to be probably in the £5 to £10 range, somewhere around there. So these are definitely cards if you pull early to potentially keep hold of. So yeah.
And Spooky Sight has an enchanted, which is absolutely gorgeous. And in a playable card, so if you pull the enchanted, well done. But yeah, that's likely to be a decently valued card.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously Mowgli we've touched on already. Again, really nice card, and I think it's we're looking at both of these probably sitting between the 10 and probably 10 and 20 range, somewhere around there. Webby I think is a bit of a slept on card. I think that may pick up, so it may start off slightly cheaper, but it could pick up on quite quickly. I think in green still do extremely well. Green blue not so much, but there's definitely a few options out there for it. So yeah, these are definitely to watch out for. And then 2 of the big hitters. So obviously Goliath we've touched on tonight, and Hades. So Hades looking for a deal, which is obviously the legendary version of the iconic, which is obviously when you play this character, choose a character, they put it on the bottom of the deck, and if they don't, you draw 2 cards. So it's really nice ability. And yeah, again, we're expecting these, like we say, to be between sort of like 15 to 30, depending on how much play they see. Goliath probably on the higher end of that. And then last 2 of the legendaries is obviously Demona and Cinderella. So Demona we're expecting to be 30 plus. Just depends on how much she sees play. I don't think she's a 4-off index. I think that's why she'll be sitting around there and possibly freeze. So she'll probably be around that 35 to 40 mark, whereas Cinderella in a blue deck is going to be a 4-off. So we're expecting 45 plus. I think she's pretty much the Dumbo of this set. She's going to, replace that Dumbo spot of 45 plus. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, the meta could change and these could come down massively or go up massively. It just depends on how much they see in play. But they're definitely ones that we think are worth looking out for and keeping an eye on right at the start. And then last set, we didn't really have any of the epics. Obviously, epics were new last set, but we didn't have any that really saw play and really made a big difference in the meta. Whereas this time around, He Hurled His Thunderbolt is an epic. So, as we've already seen tonight, this card is going to be in a lot of steel decks. And the fact it's got an epic, there's going to be a lot of players that are going to want this in the epic. So this could easily be a 20, 25 plus card. So yeah, it's nice to have an epic that's going to potentially see a lot of play, and a lot of people are going to be sought after it. So it's nice. And then obviously all the enchantments are good. Most of your enchantments are going to do really well. But a few that we picked out just as a standouts were obviously Malicious Mean Scary, which obviously we covered is a very powerful part of the combo. It's a powerful card on its own in general, but it's even more powerful with the combo. So that's one card that could potentially the Enchanted could be up there price wise. Goliath, again, we've touched on this one, hence why it's here. The Enchanted for this is going to be up there as well. Really nice art on this. I didn't look too much into this one until I looked at it and I was like, this is actually quite nice. I actually quite like this. And then obviously the chase card of the set, the Enchanted Cinderella. So I think this is going to be well up there. This is the 250 plus card for the set, I think. So yeah, they were the cards to watch out for. Ones that obviously, if you see really, really, really cheap, it's probably worth looking at and potentially investing in. But two cards.
Keep an eye out on the stream tonight. 200 plus pack opening.
Back to back, this and this. I'll take that. Put up by these two, yeah. So obviously these are the iconics of the set. We just wanted to remind people what they were, and obviously the symbol in the middle. Just for anyone who's not 100%, or obviously maybe you missed Fabled, maybe you're coming back in now. So obviously last set it was really obvious. You had Mickey and Minnie. It was very standout, very, very obvious that they weren't part of like the Enchanted set, whereas these do have that Enchanted feel. So you could quite easily mistake this for an Enchanted. And it's not. It's obviously the iconic of the set. So, yeah, they are some really good cards, and I'm so excited. Literally, I'm sitting in now, like, we recorded on Wednesday night, so I'm sitting there, we're 2 days away, and I'm like, yeah, talking about all these cards, like, I'm going to open this tonight and all this, and I'm like, I've still got 2 days. I just want to open the cards. Just give me the packs. We could be going, hey, thank you for recording. Right, let's open packs. No. 2 days. 2 days. And then we finally get to crack some open. So before we go, we just wanted to do a little bit of a shout out, obviously, to Geek Chelmsford, or Geek Retreat Chelmsford, for obviously our sealed event this Saturday, which will be tomorrow. So if you listen to this on day of release, it's tomorrow. Listen to this Saturday, and it's before 11 a.m. You never know, you might just about make it. So yeah, we'll obviously let you know who manages to take down sealed. So, and if anyone manages to pull anything really spicy for their sealed deck, I'm going to remember to take sleeves this time. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last thing you want to be doing is playing with an iconic Hades without sleeves. So, although I probably wouldn't play with it, let's be honest. As much as the card's good, I think I'll leave it to one side. I'll sacrifice my sealed event. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to try and stop Lily getting so excited about new cards that they're everywhere as they were a bit last time.
Yeah, that's it.
Trying to sort out a deck.
These are your cards.
Yeah, look at this. Where was that from? Is that my card? Is that your card? Yeah, the craziness of Seal, but great fun. So if you are around tomorrow, Geek Retreat Chelmsford, literally just behind the train station. So if you're within training distance of Chelmsford, pop along. We'd love to see you.
Definitely. So yeah, I think that is it for this week. There's no Lorcana news. There's nothing that we're waiting on. Obviously, hope everyone's pack pulls goes well. I hope you all have a good release day. I hope you all managed to get what you needed to and what you wanted to. I know there's a few product issues out there, supplier issues for this week. From what we know, next week will be getting better. So if you haven't managed to get it this week, hopefully you will next week. Yeah, let us know. What's your best pull? What did you manage to get that you're really excited about? Whether it's the most shiniest common card or the iconic that you got from one random booster you decided to buy. But yeah, is anything else you want to?
Well, yeah, just good luck to everyone on their pulls on release day. If you're playing in any tournaments, let us know. Let us know how it goes, or let us know which deck list you're most excited about. If there's a particular colour combination you want us to cover, or you think there's a particular card or a combo of cards that we've not spoken about that we should do, let us know in the comments. While you're going down into those comments, give us a like, If you're not subscribed, do subscribe. We appreciate it massively. It all helps the channel. But yeah, exciting. Release day, whispers, new cards, new meta.
Shiny cardboard. What's better? What more could you want on a Friday than shiny new cardboard? Hey? Perfect. So with that, it is time to roll up that playmat.
Pack away the dice.
And remember, stay uninkable.
See you next time.
See you next time.